All right. Good morning, good morning. So today, it's another beautiful trading day on Wednesday. Looking over here on the scans, what I'm seeing off the top, I see TGL. I see Hollow up 13%. And really what we want to do at the beginning of the day is just find those things that are up, with a little bit of gap, at least 10%, right? And check out their news and see if they have the potential to go higher. So off the rip, I see TGL and I see HL or HOLO. And we've seen these, or we haven't seen TGL, but we've seen HOLO in previous days. So we'll see what happens today on a hump day with HOLO and TGL. Yesterday, I did end up trading SPIR. I'm probably going to be watching it come today as well to see if it can continue to hold up the 16s into the open. But yesterday I targeted the $15 level as a support for it. We'll talk about that a little bit. Let's go ahead and look at TGL here. TGL. What is your news on the day? I forgot to turn my lights on. It's like, what in the world? Why is it so? Okay, anyway. TGL. Looked like probably like a silhouette for a minute. Press releases. So last news from them was on March 8th. It says Treasure Global AI powered ZCITY premium store surpasses expectations, selling over 6,000 bill saver bonanza packs within 4 months of launch. What is a bonanza pack? Okay, Treasure. Achieving significant milestones. The premium store has not only surpassed sales. Okay, we need to know what a bonanza pack is, though. Bill Saver Bonanza Pack. Copy. Okay. What is this Bonanza Pack? Or maybe Bill Saver should be in there. One of the standout offerings, premium store Bonanza Packs. I really just don't know. Oh, okay, here we go. These packs are specifically designed to provide customers with significant savings on their monthly bills, including utilities, phone bills, and more. Okay. Say, what in the world? They always use these words that nobody knows. Okay, so are they talking any more about the money that came in? They said since launch they sold over 6,000, each consisting of 10 units of RM10 bill payment vouchers and 2,000 Z coins. Why does this sound like crypto? Okay, this notable sales performance highlights the platform's effectiveness in driving transactions and enhancing revenue streams. Okay. So that's the news for TGL, but that news came at the beginning of the month. So we'll see. Maybe it does something, but or maybe it'll pop some news on today, right? Jump back over here to the scans. Let's look at Hollow. Is the next one. See if they have any more news out here. Okay, Hollow last news was in February, the beginning of February. So no news in this week or whatnot, just kind of moving. So we'll see what that one does on today. Let's go ahead and go over the trade that I took yesterday though, on SPIR here. Not NVIDIA, SPIR. Yeah, so this is the trade right here. I saw this one come up and it broke out of the ATR high super strong. I was like, ooh, I might not even get this one. It got all the way up to 1940 and started to fall. And I was like, okay, this could work out. The other thing that I looked at on SPIR when I came over here to their news Spire. Came over to their news and it says Spire Global to enhance AI-driven weather prediction in collaboration with NVIDIA. Now, when I saw this NVIDIA, sometimes companies just say, well, we're working with a big company. But when it specifically puts on their NVIDIA, I was like, okay, this is probably going to be what I'm going to be looking at on the day. And I saw that they had this little collaboration and possibly a little bit of talks of acquisition. And I was like, okay, if this thing gets tied in with NVIDIA, we've been seeing NVIDIA in the news the past like month or 2 months or maybe even 3 months. And so I really wanted to focus in on this one. And plus it met my other criteria with the relative volume, relative standard deviation, the range that it was paying out, all of it met. So I was like, I like it. So the first thing I did yesterday was I looked at Spear and I said, okay, that's cool, but I need to look at NVIDIA. So I came over to NVIDIA and it was dumping in the morning. So right around, let me get my pen tool. Right around here, it was dumping. And I said, okay, if NVIDIA can find a bottom, it did an ATR breakdown, right? This red line right here is the ATR low based on the 15-minute, the last 14 candles. It started to show indecision now here, like it showed a sign of reversal. This little candle was a sign of reversal, but I needed confirmation of a break of the high of this candle. So it came down, showed the sign of reversal. So that's the first 30 minutes of the day right there, and then broke back over this ATR low and dumped. And I was like, okay, this is our little range here below the ATR. I want to see a breakout above the 863s. And so we saw that breakout back into the mid range up here to the open price. And during that time, if you look at the time here, this candle is 9:30 when it did this breakout over this level. And we go over to Spear. And we can see at 9:30, this is when it was bottoming, right? So let me get to this again. This is when we were seeing a bottom over here on this. So this is where I was entering right in this indecision. Now, of course, I was waiting for candles to close. It came right down, did an ATR break, came right down to this hold point, and I started to enter right at this level. My average entry, I grabbed 400 shares here. Was 1514, and it got going. So moved from 1514, and my original stop point was I was just like, okay, I want to see this thing hold, so I'm gonna give it plenty of room, right? And so my original stop point, I looked at it, I was like, I'll say 14, right? Because if it goes down, I can risk a whole almost like $1 there, right? $400 was the risk. And as it began to move up, I moved my stop up. So let's jump over here to my trader journal, Trader Sync. And let's look here. So I was actually looking through some things from all over. Let's go to the actual date here. Past 30 days. Anyway, okay, so here's my Spear trade. Took 400 shares. Average price was 1514, and I end up selling around like 1630-ish. But the thing that I like about Trader Sync is how much documentation you can do on the backside. So let's go ahead and dive into this one. And in here, I was taking notes, I was taking data points as well. So here you can see another little screen that shows you, hey, this is the position, expectancy. I got about, the expected rate that they calculated was 99 cents, but I definitely got more than that. So when I scroll down here, it actually allows you to put in your targets. So my first target was $1. I wanted $1 move. My first target was 16.14. So I entered at 15.14, looking for 16.14. And it definitely gave me that. And I started taking profit at this target point. And the next profit point was 625, and the next one was 650. All right. So, and then also I'm able to put in my stop losses. So I reduced my size. So at first, risking a dollar, 14.14, I was risking $400. As it moved up to 14.50, risking 200, moved up to 14.75, risking this 14.99, only 62 bucks, and then right to break even. So that's, I just continue to move through this and kind of adjust my position to the long. So I only trade for 2 hours, right? 9 to 11. The more time that gets compressed, the more, I guess, time passes, I get more and more weary about closing out the trade. I want to see it move within my time frame. So I just started to just move up my stop there. This one did have two setups that I liked. It had the ATR break and hold, and it also had the sentiment from a big name, which was Nvidia. Now out here you can see my, these things that I just put in, these targets and stop losses. Well, TraderSync uses trading view charts. So they plot those targets onto the chart for you out here. So if I make this bigger, you can see those the stop losses down here. The first stop, and so it starts, the first stop gets moved down. It kind of goes down. So this is number 5, number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1. And it puts those stops in there, and I was just moving all the way back up to break even. This is where my entries were, where you see all this green. This is where my exits were, up here to the 1650s, right? So I got a nice move up there. And if it wanted to go ahead and rip through there, cool, but I was taking profit at my target. And let's exit. The next thing that I was also doing was making sure you can also screenshot from here, take a snapshot of this, but it pretty much stays where your trades are per ticker. And this is on a 1 minute chart. I trade on the 15 minute. So 15 minute, let's switch over to 15 minute. And you can see on the 15 minute how I entered here. So enter down here, got this big move up, and let it play out. And we'll look at some other signals back on TOS chart. Okay, so of course I'm up. I took a lot of notes on this during the trade. So today I was taking notes as the day went on. I said, hey, today I was watching SPIR, NCMI, OTRK. I did not like OTRK because of the price. Low price means low or smaller ranges. NCMI had news from days ago, so I was like, may not be the thing that I want to trade. Then I said, then I looked into SPIR, saw it was getting collaboration / acquisition from by Nvidia. This interested me a lot. When I pulled up the chart, I saw there had been a lot of bullish action already, so I started looking for key levels of support for price to return to. I identified the $15 level. Was right at the ATR high, so I was looking for a little bounce off of that. I thought it would be a good play to give probably like $1 worth of risk, which is what I did on 400 shares. So I entered as prices consolidated around the 15, got an average price of 15.14 with a target of at least $1, profit to 16.14. I was distracted yesterday for sure. I got called out of my office to go and do some work and go and do some other things. But when I came back, I was in the green. Basically, that's what that's talking about, the distraction part. But yeah, I just continued to move my stop up, as you guys saw up here on the stops. Just move it up gradually throughout the term of the life of the trade, right? Let's go jump back out here. So basically, I'm trying to keep my losers small and my winners big. You can see my losers on these losing days: $70, $11, $21, $85 was last Thursday or Friday. I forgot which one. I think it was Thursday. And so I recovered this 85 with a nice little winner there, and just looking for the next trade. So since I've been using this strategy, since August, or I started back testing heavy in August 2023. So let's go back to August 2023. And I think that's what I had up earlier. What is this today? March 20th. And I'll apply those dates. So this is pretty much what I've been working on with this and going back and back testing. And while I was back testing, I was kind of testing things that I was learning from back testing. So I actually ended up losing some money while testing because I was trading real money. I wasn't trading in a sim with it. I was in real money trading around. So but you can trade in a sim. It'll definitely be different because it's not as emotional as real money. Because I lost real money, while testing. So let me go to my calendar, and this is where I was on August. Actually, this month kind of changed things, and I was like, you know what? I gave back way too much profit on this trade. Gave way too much profit back on this trade, even with all the green. I need to focus on keeping money in my pocket, right? I need to focus more and see what variables cause these big drawdowns. And the next month, it was like an observation month. I was doing way more watching the market, and I was just testing with real money on the strategy to see like what would happen. Then on the next months, I was still testing, still back testing heavy. Like I was putting in hours of back testing. Then November, had some wins or whatnot. A lot of testing in here. And January was the thing that broke the camel's back for the $5 thing. This is why I'm so hard on not trading under $5. I was like, I tried the same strategy on stocks that are under five. And yeah, I got my lunch ate, especially on this day. But I made this back, of course. This little 16,000 or six, not six. I'm glad it wasn't 16,000, but 1,600. Made that back, and yeah, that month really just I was like, I'm not touching anything under five ever again. I'm done. Uh, so I've been sticking to that. This and then February, I took one, two, three trades. My losses were $70 and $20 on the month. And then this month, I took one, two, three, four, five trades. My only loss this month was that $85 loss, and I've just been just trying to continue to use the strategy, just continue to find the same stars aligning, the same volume story, same pictures, same pre-market, all of that. It's all the same. Like all of my trades almost look identical. Because the thing with me, I want something that's repeatable and then I can scale it. Because I was using 300 shares per trade, but I just on this last one, I was like, I'll go ahead and do 400 because I'm pretty confident in this trade and the news behind it. So I was like, let's go ahead and I just throw another 100 on there and see what it does. But yeah, been getting spicy on those trades, and this, I mean, the strategy is working out. For the most part, the most efficient setup that I've seen. Where's my setups? Setups. The most efficient setup has been that ATR break of the high and the hold. It's definitely been paying money. But it's because I'm not seeing that ATR low recovery as much. Like like I see the high break and hold a lot more, so it gives me more opportunities. So yeah, that's what I've been on, and just working on that, just doing the same thing over and over every week. Same thing. All right, so let's jump back over here to we already looked at the news on TGL. We looked at the news on Hollow. Um, SPIR. I don't know if it's going to get any continuation. We'll see upon the open. It is 8:20. We got about 10 minutes to the bell. If you guys are seeing anything else that you kind of like, oh, well, I'll show you guys that in the future. Never mind. But yeah, if you guys are seeing anything else that's on the charts, we can definitely pull it up and look at it. Now, don't get me wrong. I will look at the stocks that are under five. I'll review them and kind of see like, why are they moving and are they going to take the attention on the day? And that's the whole reason I have this scanner right here for the top movers under $5. So I can know, hey, if there's something moving and taking all the attention, let me kind of wait. If there is something up here but not getting the attention or doesn't have the catalyst, I kind of pull back and let things play out on that smaller or that cheaper stock, and then see if I still have time to take a trade. But yeah, today TGL is looking like the one on the day. Let's jump back over here to the scans. Jump back over here to the scans here. Man, let me just zoom all the way. Okay. Okay, so here we are on TGL, up to 734. And it had news from days ago. Now, this is another one. We've been seeing this multiple times. These stocks have been getting beat down, and all of a sudden they get these little explosive moves out, and they actually end up going a little bit just on technicals. And I realized on these days, these are probably the best days for technical traders that don't really worry about catalysts or anything like that. They just trade the chart and the movements of the candles, right? So these are like, I guarantee you're going to see a lot of big profits on today from something like this, or but you need to have a strategy. Give me 1 second. Oh, also, good morning, Mike D and Donnell. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I literally meant 1 second. All right. So, um, yeah, TGL, we had a previous level that it was down here, but with these that move that don't have that much catalyst, I've noticed that a lot of times they just go up and then they have a big pull down. So people just trade that movement up, especially breakout traders. Now, we know that breakouts are not the most dependable strategy or play that you can take, but on something that is going up and you're willing to manage the risk of it, you can definitely do some damage taking some profit, but you got to take profit because you cannot rely on these things to hold up. A lot of times when they don't have catalysts, they get the bigger wicks. They cover larger ranges, especially on the falls, because there's more stops. People are using either hard stops or they're using just mental stops. But mental stops on these types are iffy. You can get punched in the mouth. But I would say for me, I always use hard stops, but I'm trading a different style, right? Sometimes these things dip down through your stop, and some people just continue to hold, even though it broke their mental stop, and which is it kind of gets you into the mood of kind of breaking rules because in your mind you're like, okay, it hit my stop, but I'm gonna give it a minute and then I'm gonna get out. So you said you were gonna get out when it hits your stop, but you don't, and you let it kind of play around. What? I'm hearing my phone ding. Where is my phone? Where is my phone here? Am I tripping? Yeah, I'm tripping. That's what's happening. Oh, I got it. Okay. So let's see what they're talking about. Blah, 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 blah. All right, I'll get to that. All right, but yeah, we got about 4 minutes to the bell, and we'll be watching TGL out of the open. Hollow, I'm really not that impressed with. It's only up 12%. I just don't. I don't know. It's just. I mean, I'll keep it on the watch, but Hollow is just not that impressive. I really want to see what TGL is going to do on Hump Day, though. And that's the other thing. When you're focusing on market cycles for your specific strategy, let's say you may not see a technical trader every single day. You may not see a ticker that gives you the opportunity to be a technical trader every single day. But can you identify what a pre-market looks like for a technical trader? Can you identify what make it where you can see this thing and be like, okay, I know this thing doesn't have catalyst, but we're gonna trade just straight candlesticks. We're gonna trade straight patterns, right? And that's another thing that made me exit my other trade on Spear. Spear. So on the 15-minute, I saw what was called a right here. This little, let me see. Do I have a drawing box? This candle right here made me exit right here. That candle right there. Let me zoom in a little bit and move over. Whoops. Pan tool. This candle right here made me exit. This is what we call a rickshaw man, and it identifies or signifies a reversal. Now, my initial thought was to trade. So I like to trade from doji to doji. Okay, so I like to look for a doji to enter, look for a doji to exit, right? So on SPIR, you can see that there was a doji back here, and the mid level of this was 1650, right? Came down, and I was looking for Nvidia to start finding the bottom. It did, and it formed a doji here. I entered on a doji, traded to this rickshaw man, which is a doji, but it's an indicator that it's going to be going down. So I took majority of my profit on this, and you can see after everybody was in agreement that this is a reversal sign, and it went down. Now, I didn't completely exit. I exited like three. I exited 100 shares, then I exited another 100 or another 200, and I was holding 100. And then, once this kind of closed, I said, okay, this is a reversal sign. Even though it threw a wick up here higher, I was too convinced that this was a reversal sign. So I went ahead and got out on that rickshaw man. But yeah, let's jump back over to TGL. Man, I need to go and change the temperature, bro. It is hot in here. The temperature actually dropped, but it seems to be warming up. So I think I'm going to turn that heat off because I am about to fall over. And we got a minute left to the bell. I'll be right back. All right. Good morning. Well, good morning. Lori Lee called out Trug. And then Mike D said I'm thinking to go long term 400 shares on Palantir. Let's look at both of those. Let's look at I think Trug may be a mover right now. Let's see. Trug $2.02 moving up. 41 seconds left on this one, so we'll definitely throw that one. How much is it up? The percentage hasn't come up yet, so we'll see. Looking on the higher time frames for Trug, we can see that it has been getting beat down for a while, just like TGL. We'll have to see what kind of news that it has real quick, and we will look at PLTR to see what it's doing. All right, so Trug. Press releases 29 minutes ago. It looks like an IPO. Only 29 minutes ago, True Golf announces newly expanded AI technology license agreement with ML Spatial. Okay. So we did get the open. It's got its ATR out here. ATR low is at the 188. ATR high is at the 212. We'll see if it tests both sides before it makes a decision. TGL will flip over there real quickly. TGL testing down to the bottom side first, towards this 672. We'll see if we can hold up the ATR. Below the ATR, we're looking for bullish moves on bearish behavior. And then, wait, I just had Trug up here. TUR. Okay. Trug into the doji. So this is a rickshaw man. This is the rickshaw man showing that there would be a reversal even out of pre-market data, right? Rickshaw. So you're seeing a little bit of move down. We'll see if it's not going to respect patterns though, because it is a lower price. So we'll see if it gets up here, but this is a sign of reversal. So let's watch and see. Let's see. But it is the beginning of the market. The first couple of minutes, of course, patterns won't be respected, right? Going up there to touch that ATR high at 213 on the 15 minute. If we look out here on the higher time frame, our true ATR on the daily chart is all the way up here at the 231, so it is quite a ways away from the true ATR, which is 31 cents. But it is pressing towards the mid ATR, the mid high ATR there. We'll see if it can actually hold that level, which it seems to be doing a little bit. Getting on up there. First couple of minutes. So on this one, if you knew the patterns, if you know the candlestick patterns, you would have got your shoes taken, because you would have played this as, hey, this is a rickshaw man, this is a sign of reversal, but this is the open. So sometimes patterns don't play the way they should. You know, a lot of volume comes in, especially on these cheaper ones. This one's up, what, 87%? It needs to get over 100 for me to start seeing it on my scans, though. And then TGL also still in the middle part of the ATR as well, not really making any decisions. All right, so if we look at back at the scans, relative volume, relative standard deviation, both of these have the relative volume standard deviation that I would like to see. 7 deviations out from the norm, and relative volume is above 5 times. I mean, way above. So 65 times the norm, 73 times the norm on Trug, and a lot of people. And Trug has actually come up here onto my tradable scanner here, so I like to see that. That's cool. But it's kind of still an indecision. It's reached the back part, but it doesn't have the catalyst, and it's pretty much meant for technical traders. So for me to take a trade and trust the dip on this one would be kind of suicidal for my strategy. But for a technical trader, TGL to be quick, be in and out, that's what you'll be looking for. 71%. Let's go back over here to the mid. Okay, so Trug right at that ATR high, and we'll see if people actually let these this indicator that it was going to reverse play out, because it's got all that volume on this first candle, 8 million shares, and now looking like it wants to actually flip sides. TGL going towards that ATR high break. We'll see if it can do it. But it's got the range on the day. It's got an ATR of over $1, so you know you can get 20 cents real easy on this one if you have the strategy for it. But I would definitely say if you don't, this is not the one to play with. You're gonna get your ankles taken. All right, so yeah, Trug did not break over 100%, so it's probably not gonna come onto my scanners. But TGL, man, that thing, it's probably going to be a little bit choppy, but it may be a grinder higher. Looking on the larger time frame, we look on the monthly, the previous levels that it had down here was the 625s, which is holding above. Up here to the highs, it had 12 up here, which is kind of a stretch. I don't know if it can get to 12, but I mean, these technical ones, they could go up there and try to test 1287 and surprise everybody right there. It also has a level right here at 987, and it also has a level that is coming up to at 846. So we'll see what it does if it wants to get bullish on technicalities today. Looking back over, continue to bump up that that ATR high, bumping over now. And there's a 20-cent winner for a breakout there. And remember, these gold arrows represent the value area. So they contain the 70% of the most traded area on the day. So if they are moving higher, that means people are interested in buying and participating higher. And the gray ones are just the high and the low of the day. So how high has it gone in pre-market, and will it break this high right here of whatever that is? Okay. Trug not looking so good. Following the patterns now that a little bit of time has passed. People that don't know patterns got into this thing and they're like, oh, let's get it. But this rickshaw man does not play, man. When it starts following patterns, it's not playing. Okay, Hollow ended up going down, looks like, or in indecision at 12%. It's not even really participating on the day anymore. So TGL is the top. And I mean, it could go to 1287, 987, 846. I don't know where it's going to stop. But we will, this 846 level was that level I got from the monthly. I guess we could drill down to lower time frames and see even more. So this is where it is right now, struggling under this. If we come down here, let's see to the daily chart, what can we see? Yeah, I think I got most of the obvious ones marked from the monthly and the weekly. I don't like to get it too many lines in here for no reason, right? The monthly breaks are going to be big breaks. Also, remember, forgot to put up the disclaimer, but remember, any levels that I'm putting out here, these are levels for me to consider, to see and consider and to see the action that comes about them, right? So these aren't 100% guaranteed buy at this level and you're gonna make money. You need to have a strategy. You need to be able to view the market for yourself. Of course, I look at all the time frames, monthly, weekly, all the way down to the 15-minute. So I would just say do the same. Pull up some charts, get them marked up, and let it roll on your own thesis of why you should be buying the stock. Jumping up there and hitting that 846. So that's a monthly level. Now, the question is it going to do an ATR break and hold of this level? ATR right now is at 795. This is the break. Can it hold 795? This candle has about 6 minutes or 7 minutes left until it closes. So we'll see if any sellers want to come in or what, how this wants to play. But yeah, definitely do not be losing money based on what I'm looking at. Take your trades based on your statistics. And if you don't have statistics, take small size on your trades. Don't be jumping out here talking about I'm gonna take 1,000 shares and watch this thing go to the moon. Diamond hands is, if diamond hands was a pattern or a setup that could be used, that would be great, but it's not a high percentage accuracy. So I would say definitely don't try to diamond hands, especially on something without a real catalyst on the day. This is a technical trader. Up 90%, and Trug just heading on down. And this is why I don't even look. These lower price ones, they gotta break 100% to pop on my scanners. I would have never even seen it if Lord didn't call it out. It just would have been dead to me in the water. But it is going towards the ATR low break and following patterns now, which is a bad thing because you don't know how low this thing is gonna go. You don't know how many shorts saw this and they're like, oh, let's go ahead and short this thing into the dirt down here back to 125. All right, TGL moving on up, making new highs. And you can see this blue out here is the volume that's coming in. And so this value level may move up because more and more people are interested above the ATR high up here. And it's coming to this monthly breakout of the 846. I guess you could call this 850, but it's close enough. We'll see what happens across 846. Definitely done the ATR break though. So very interesting stock movement. We're looking in the right place. That's the first thing. That's the first part of any mission of trading. Look at the right stocks on the day that can make you the money that you want to be made, right? If you only want to make 3 cents per share, look for those stocks. You want to make $1 per share, look for those stocks, and know what they look like because it's not really a guessing game. Some people are like, oh, up, see, it just moved up. The value level just moved up a lot. Some people are interested up here above 9. So we should see a push above 9. We should see this point of control move up as well. But it's at 850 right now. I'm thinking it can go ahead and push up here to 9. Just moved the whole value level up. So should be pushing up. Okay, okay. All right. 850s holding there. And the thing is, without a catalyst, if they just drop suddenly, like let's say if it dropped all the way down here to the ATR low, people kind of give up on it because there's no reason to buy it back up. What buyers are going to attack this unless it's already moving? Those momentum traders coming in saying, hey, this thing is moving and it's moving right now. Let's attack it. That's what you're seeing right here on the top. No reasoning, just they're just playing the candlesticks. So still has not failed that ATR high. But we want to see a hold over that 846, which I don't think is a hard hold for it with this much volume. It's got 114 times the normal volume on it. Shrug, not really the life of the party. So at this point, this is what my scans look like. So TGL is on my tradable scanner. The only thing it's missing for me is that catalyst. And then I got the top volume movers here. I see A-lit. Oh, that's too much float right there. No other low floats other than TGL. All right, so TGL is the life of the party, and pretty much it's what you're gonna use to either make money or lose money today, unless some random stock pops up in the middle of the day. But retesting the ATR high right now at that 796. Getting some bounces off the ATR high based on this 15 minute. And this candle will actually be closing in 2 minutes. So will it be able to make the move from this ATR? If it can hold this ATR high, this is a lot of buying pressure that it will need to go against. I'm thinking it's going to go back and test this 846 before it goes down. So looking for it to hold this 796 right around the 8, and it's a whole dollar level. 796 is right at the $8 level. So will people get active on that 8? I think they will. You know, people like those half and whole dollar levels. So this candle will be closing in about 50 seconds and it's holding up to 8 here. So move back to the 40s. 846 would be what, a 30-cent move from here. So, you know, get a little 30-cent scalp and be good for the day, depending on your size and your strategy. All right, we got 30 seconds until this candle closes. It continues to bounce off this right around this 8. Hold dollar level. Let's see how it closes. 15 seconds left. Can it get back over the 8? Yep. Continues to find buyers over that 8. Can we see 801s? Now, again, I don't use the level 2s anymore. I kind of just don't need them. But I just kind of look over here and see what the price action is doing. It did hold up the ATR high. And let's see if we can get a test back up here to the 850s. So it's bullish, holding over the ATR high. Can you to get some shorts trapped? Because shorts are looking at, hey, this thing doesn't have news. We could push this thing down. But this is a technical day, looks like. So we'll see if it pushes up. There's a little push. There's some more push. Can we get the short squeeze over the 825s back towards the 846s? Little push. I just saw some more volume come in. Let's see what happens. Is it going to show us more green? 808s, 811s, 812s, 13s, over 825. This thing is very bullish. 806. 815s. And remember, this isn't my strategy. I just have looked at the charts a lot and I kind of have seen these resolve a lot. So I kind of just, you know, predict what's going to happen. But see, like 825, 830, shorts again squeezed. They're trying to get on top of it, but they're not getting on top of it. And it's getting a test back to the 846s. So we'll see if this thing can actually break on this time, or will it be a double? Well, it won't be a double top, because if it breaks this is a monthly level. This will be the second time getting through this. So it's going to be pretty bullish coming through here. Let's see if it can go ahead and break it. Very bullish on the ATR breakout and hold. Now remember, on regular days, I don't trade until after the first 30 minutes, but you know, this was like a good little read here. Back up to this monthly level. It's finding a little bit of resistance, but I still think they're going to push over this 846 here. Let's see the 40s start to break. There's 40, 42. Can we see 46s? 40, 45, 48. Yeah, so shorts about to get their little socks taken here, looks like. Especially if it can break over 850, $half level. But it does seem to be a grinder because it doesn't have that catalyst. So you kind of got to give it some time. $30s, can we see $40s back up there? $35s. Almost got to the 30s right there. But still holding above this ATR high. That would be like the point where you just put your stop and be like, yeah, don't break this down. If it breaks down the ATR, you're probably in a bad position. But as of now, we continue to see strength moving up to these 840s. Let's see it get back into the 30s. There's 32s, 31s. Can we see 38s? 34s. Man, shorts are trying it, but I don't think they're going to win. 30s. Does have a little bit of range though. It's popping from the 30s back down. Okay, so the point of control just got drug up to this level. Bottom of the point of control is right here at the 775. It needs to continue to find that buying pressure here though. This candle has a little bit of time before it closes, so you know how I feel about these candles. As long as they're moving, they're lined. So it looks like shorts are in control, but we'll see. We'll see if they can keep them out of the 840s. There's 830s. We just saw 36s. Can we get back to the 40s? There's 38. Very quick movements up there. People trying to take profit. All right, coming back down to the ATR high. Still has time on the candle though. And the breakdown point will be what, 790 right here. If it breaks that down, it's probably over with. Or not over with, but you just have to wait for the next setup. 790. Back to that 8 testing. Not showing red though. Almost red, almost red. A little bit of a wick. Will it pull back over 8? Yep, that would be the stop out. So that fell right there. You had an opportunity to get what, from the 8 up to the 840s. You would just wait for the next entry. Now I know this thing just didn't go to a halt down. Was there that many stops there? No way. That was a lot of stops that just got hit on that ATR. And that's why you want to know these levels so you can set your stop so you can already be out before it gets down here. That's crazy. It halted down. So again, no catalyst, no reason for anybody to catch a falling knife. But it gave you a little bit of move up there to that monthly level. I don't know if anybody participated on that or not. I was just kind of talking through the case study there. But again, it was missing one of the criteria that I like to see. What is Hollow doing here? HOLO up 17%. It did what we call a tweezer move, where it almost is even down here on these bottoms, and it basically is like the rest of it looks like an engulfing. So that's a tweezer move. I don't know if it's going to hold up, but it's only 2 million shares. It does not have recent news, but it is moving up. TGL. Wow, that's crazy. It halted down. And that's why I'm not a good technical trader because I like to hold. I like to be holding. Let's go to halts. Where's halts? Trade halts. TGL will be unhalting at 10:39, possibly. I think that can't be right, right? 5 minutes. Halted at the 5 minutes. 55:39. My bad. I was like, that can't be right. It's 10-minute halt. All right. So we'll see what happens on that one. And then hollow coming up to the ATR high. But this tweezer move, I don't know how bullish it's going to be with no catalyst. So we'll have to see. Had previous highs up here at 613. Oh, the other thing I was looking at, so meds, I'm guessing they must have, I don't know if they've even paid out their dividend, but they've made quite a move down since they released that data that they were going to do an $8 dividend. They were at $44, and now they're down here at $19. They kind of ran up at the end of the day yesterday, but now continuing to show a downwards movement, and without even a lot of volume there. So, I don't know if they've even paid that out yet. Okay, hollow definitely needs to still stay above the open price, which was like 560-ish. But hollow still has an ATR of $4.51. So, but I don't think it can give that today. Looking right here, it moved from what, 534 up to 574. I think that ATR is going to end up changing over the next couple of days and coming back down after it recalculates 14 new candles. Looking over here on the scanners. Let's see anything interesting that'll catch our eye. Tesla continues to be stupid. All right, so we got 2 minutes left to TGL opens. Hopefully, this is one of the risks with trading something that has no catalyst and only trading technically. You need to be quick. There was opportunity, but you got to be quick. My fingers are kind of like, they're not smart, so I can't be quick. I can't push the sell button on these types because I'm looking for the continuation move. I would be in this halt for sure. And what is this, an $8 stock? I probably would have took like 600 shares. Let's see, that fall from $7.96, $8 down here to, that's a 40-cent drop. I would have been feeling the burn here. So we're about to get the open at the 55.39. And that's one thing that you have to realize in the market. You need to know when you'll lose, like, and how you'll lose. I know me. I'll be just handing my shoes over to the market. All right, TGL. Let's see what you got on the open. 55.39 coming up here. And hollow went on down as well, only up 8% now. So that it must have did a hard pullback. We'll go over there and look at that after this one opens at the 39. All right. What you got? There's the, oh my gosh. Yeah, I would have been bleeding butter. Oh my gosh. Yep. Are they going to buy it back up? I don't even care. At this point, like, you have to wait for a whole nother setup, to be honest. All right, let me jump over to hollow and see what happened to it. Ooh, that was a nasty little pull down. Wow, all the way from basically ATR high all the way to the ATR low in one candle. Okay. Still though, TGL, I just wouldn't be willing to do anything with this until I see a clear sign that selling is slowing and buyers want to come back in. But what's the point? What would make buyers come in on something that doesn't have a catalyst? That's the only thing. Like this is good for quick trades to the short side maybe, and hope that it doesn't pop back up on you. So you can take these little short scalps here, but as far as a buyer going long, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Donnell was trading Trug over here. Let's see what Trug was doing. Was it bleeding too? TGTRUG. Oh, it continued going down at the ATR low. So one thing that with these ATR lows and highs, sometimes you need to wait for them to recover the ATR. If they don't recover the ATR, you're gonna have to play the back. It's almost like playing the backside of the move where you get little green movements and you have to sell quick and let it continue going down, because it can fade all day long on this side. Just like when it gets over the ATR high, I'm thinking bullish. It can go up all day long, right? But once it cracks that down and shows weakness, you know, that can kind of leave some indecisiveness in the traders, right? And this one is kind of slowing down on volume as well. So this first candle had 8 million shares traded on TGL. This candle has around 3 million, right? And with 2 minutes left in the candle, and look how it's basically giving up this whole green candle. So if it just trades within this candle here, I'm thinking it's gonna eventually break down. But we'll see. The value level is still up here. If the majority of the trading happens here for too long, it will shrink the value level. The value level will come back down and eventually move down as well. But it is in the point of control. It's got a pretty wide point of control because this one isn't giving a whole lot of range now. Back over to Trug. Still under that ATR low. So losing $1 there. I would have still been holding here. So I would have been in at that 8 and still holding. You know, and this is me from like 2020. I'm still holding. I'm like, man, it's going back up. It's definitely going back up. And at that time, I was not looking at all of the time frames, right? So it hit this monthly candle or monthly level of 846. It had one up here at like the 10s or whatnot, and then one higher, but it couldn't do it. Not saying it won't do it. It couldn't do it on that try. And then looking over here on the daily chart, we can see the ATR high here is fading away from this daily ATR, which is the 837, and is going towards the daily. It does not need to break down 619. If it breaks down 619, it is over. That's the ATR low, and it's going to be all the way bearish down here with no catalyst to try to get a recovery. So I would definitely look out for 619 if you are holding it and you got yourself in a bad situation. 619, I'll be trying to cut it. 625, because you can save yourself a couple of cents, right? 625. All right, back over here, showing a little bit of green at the bottom side, but I mean, what's the probability of it taking this whole red candle out? That's low probability right there. Trug opening the next candle, so now it's 9 o'clock. Open the next candle below the ATR low. So that's not a good sign for Trug. Continues to show more and more sell-off there. All right, but anyway, I already know I'm not going to be taking a trade today based on what we've seen. There's no catalyst on these ones, so not going to be risking my money. I'm already green on the week, green on the month, green for the last couple of weeks, so I'm like, what's the point, right? I am just going to be looking for my setup again, the exact same thing that is repeatable. And yeah, I'll take that next entry when it comes. And I'm also looking forward to having that May 28th when they change over to T1, so I can just have like all my capital every single day. But it really doesn't matter. I still need to see my setup. I'm not going to be switching up and trying to get more into higher frequency or anything. I'm just going to stick with the same thing, you know, because it's not going to change a whole lot. Just, you know, being able to take the full size every day if I see the strategy, if I see the setup in the pattern. But anyway, that is it for me today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to, if you're going to continue to trade, definitely remember, be safe, manage your risk. Do not trade with money that you can't say, okay, I don't care if I lose, right? With my accounts, like I still work a day job, I still do, and I don't really believe in like, oh, let me just go quit my job and to trade. I believe you need to get to the point, if you're going to try to do that, you need to be making so much more in trading than your day job to be like, I'm gonna quit, right? Some people, they're like, man, I'm gonna quit, and then they quit, and then they hit their head on every rock in the street, right? And that's not where we want to be. Your day job can supplement your losses, because when you begin trading, you will lose for sure. Like when I started trading, I was trading options, and the worst options trade I took was it was 11K loss, 11K. So after I took that loss, I was like, oof. And so then I went and really started researching. I was like, okay. Why did I take this loss? And this was before I even started doing small caps. This was, I think it was on Tesla or something like that. And I went and I was looking, I was like, wait a minute. Options are derivatives of stocks. If I cannot trade stocks successfully, why am I messing with options? Options are like stocks on steroids that took steroids. So it's like, why? Why? Learn the movements of the stocks, learn the patterns, the candlesticks patterns, like the actual names of them, and then come back and be like, all right, let's trade. You know. But yeah, that is it for me today. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, I forgot to put up the disclaimer. Oh well, I guess I'll do it next time. But yeah, that is it for me today. Be safe. Don't mess up your week on hump day. If there's nothing there, don't be fishing for the trades. If it's going to be there, if you have a trade, it's going to show up for you, right? If you don't have the stats, continue to trade on small size until you can say, okay, this is what's causing me to lose. This is what's causing me to win. That kind of thing. You just don't want to jump in a whole lot of size and then be down unless you can make 1,200 real quick in your day job, or you can supplement that income really quickly in your day job. That's would be the only caveat. But even at that point, it's gonna get you into bad habits that you probably don't want to form. But yeah, I've talked enough. TGL just going on down towards that six. Wow. Let's jump back over here and look at this real quick. I'm sorry, I got to jump back in here. This thing, look at this. I would have been so red on this trade. Oh my gosh. Oh, anyway, let me get out of here. Okay. All right. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.